can't bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again.
Let's begin, pal.
What's up, nasties? How you doing? It's 101 Wednesday afternoon. Smoky out there. It's terrible. Hernan can't even run outside. Gonna have to have to go on the treadmill today. What do you think? Think it's safe?
I don't know. With your conditioning,
smoke,
with your what's the word I'm looking for? With your conditioning or your experience with these types of conditions and your intake on an usual basis, I think you'll be just fine.
Okay. Well, I might go outside then.
Hey, you know what? I wouldn't though.
No,
man.
Okay. You got it, Hawk.
Yeah, stay inside.
Stay inside. How you doing, nasties? Hey, how about this? How about you slam that thumbs up for us? It's another off day. It's a quiet day around Oilerland, but we're going to get to a few questions, a few storylines heading into Game 4. Of course we are. So slam that thumbs up. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Also, yes, Zach, that is correct. Also, the River Cree inbox 780-218-9999. And we got a fun show. We're going to go a bunch of different places today. Of course, a lot on the Oilers, Florida Panthers as they get set for Game 4 tomorrow. An enormous game. Oilers got to have it. 140 Tim Hauraney will check in. F1 IndyCar Insider does work for TSN. He's an absolute beauty. He's probably our favorite guest on EST afternoons. He's tight for time, though, because they're in Montreal getting ready for all the chaos that will bring the Canadian GP. So we'll get to Tim Hauraney and tee up this race for the Need for Speed segment. Of course, Inside the Numbers, Hernan's World, and at 2:20, Jerry Ramsey from 107.7, The Franchise. We'll talk some NBA playoffs. We'll get a good idea of how the media down there is dealing with their team in the finals, the OKC Thunder, as they play Game 3 tonight in Indiana with the series tied at 1. Of course, there's a reason OKC is very, very good, and it's because they have a superstar Canadian. Gilgeous-Alexander, which is great. So we'll have a nice conversation with Jerry on another Oilers off day. Am I missing anything? If you're listening, iHeart, TuneIn Radio apps, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, just slide on over and slam that thumbs up for us. We're going to have a lot of fun on this show. As we get closer to the weekend, Game 4, Game 5 on Saturday. That pregame show will be at 4:30 from the Ice House. We'll go an hour and a half on the weekend, and it should be fun, man. The CFL kicks off tomorrow, week 2, with a beauty game. Dusty just left to the airport.
Yeah.
Winnipeg hosts the BC Lions. No Zach Collaros in that one. And if you're a CFL guy and you're into the sprinkling a little dough on it, Drew Brown will be out for the Ottawa Redblacks. A huge blow for them early on in the season. Sounds like Matthew Shills will get the start there as they host the Montreal Alouettes. Of course, your Edmonton Elks off until next Thursday. And what about the hangout guests, eh? Royce Metier, Nick Anderson, great dudes.
Sean Bell.
Yeah, had a good talk with.
Great.
Had a good talk with Boom Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I caught the part where he was just wanted to leave and puke last week.
Yeah.
So.
No, he looked a lot better today.
A lot better today.
Walk, how you doing? I just saw you crush 2 jumbo glizzies. Oh,
sorry, bless me.
Jumbo glizzies for lunch.
Yeah, I was busy this morning. I didn't get a chance to grab something to eat, so on the way here, a few buns, quick glizzy, threw it in the old air fryer.
Nice.
Just threw 2 back, ketchup, mustard. Pretty easy, man.
You like relish?
Love relish.
Okay. There's just none here.
Well, because I haven't brought any, because it gets a bad rap around here. I don't want to.
Oh, Eric doesn't like relish.
They always said that. I don't think even, surprise.
Hold the relish.
Dusty doesn't probably like relish either, but.
I love relish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I make my kind of own, though. I was going to do it, but I thought, no, I'll just keep it.
Do you ever put mayo?
So ketchup, mayo, chop up some pickles, and then throw that in with a touch of hot sauce.
I'm going to drop some facts. In Chile, The hot dogs are called completos. Okay?
Completos.
In Chile, but the traditional hot dog in Chile, completo, comes with, okay, you dice tomatoes, like small, put that on top, and then you put avocado mashed on top, and then you put mayo. And it's called the Italian. So when you go to Chile, you're like, can I get a completo? And they're like, what kind? You go, Italiano, Italy, because it's got the three colors of the flag.
Cool.
It is fantastic. So you would try it.
Come on.
So those are the Chilean hot dogs. And I put mustard on it sometimes, or ketchup too.
Yeah.
You can add whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the traditional Chilean hot dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Really good.
I bet.
Chili
I asked you if you wanted one. You said no.
No, because I crushed a huge sandwich. Chili dogs, fan of? No?
Oh, yeah. I loved the old chili dogs. I haven't had one in decades, though. I
find them kind of messy, though.
Oh, really messy.
You got to be sitting down to eat that.
Well, and not on your lap. That's something. I don't know how people go to like ballparks and eat like a chili dog.
Yeah.
But
anyways.
Went to food already, huh?
We got a lot to get to here in terms of food, but we'll save that for the end of the show. Knoblauch, you know what's interesting? The Oilers weren't supposed to be on the ice today.
I know.
And then Principe tweeted out that, it's supposed to be a quiet day, and 16 players were on the ice, including Dry and McDavid.
Yeah, so you know how, like, back when I played, day offs, that was just in theory. There wasn't an actual day off.
Yeah.
I wonder how many guys that aren't normally in the lineup are out there. Like, so how many extra guys? So you have probably Ryan.
We have Stetch, Ryan, Emberson, Noah
Philp's there.
I think he's with the team. Yes,
and
Josh Brown, maybe
Josh Brown. Who's the forward I'm thinking of? Shoot.
Oh, Max Jones.
Jones, yeah. Right? So there's
Jeff
6.
Skinner.
7. So there's 7 guys right there.
Yeah.
That are probably, they would go on the ice regardless.
What intrigues me though, Gage, because you played pro, is that the players saying, hey, we want to go out and skate? Because that's not the coach.
Yeah, it's the players.
Yeah. Just saying, hey, coach, we want to go skate.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. No. Usually there is kind of ice available too, I would think. So they just... Yeah, again, it's optional for some, not for everyone. Unless there was some sort of planned off-ice meeting or something, maybe then no one goes on the ice. But I wonder if who are the goalies? Did Pickard go out? Did Rodrigue? Was it Rodrigue?
Yeah, there's not a lot of... I'm almost thinking that a lot of media didn't go to the rink because they weren't supposed to skate.
And maybe this was the whole purpose of saying it was complete day off too, right? So...
Yeah. Knoblauch, we are going to hear from him. He went for 11 minutes. We're not going to run the whole 11 minutes, obviously, but he says they are contemplating one lineup change for Game 4. Sounds like he's committed to it. Says he's also not ready to name a starter for Game 4, but Skinner was in the starters net yesterday. There's no way he's making a goaltending change.
There's too much history with Skinner in Game 4.
Yeah. What do you think the change is? Do you think it's the obvious Stetcher for Klingberg?
Yeah.
You don't see anything in the forward group?
I don't. What are you going to do?
Yeah, Jeff Skinner's the only option.
I mean, Frederick, you're not the only other. I'm looking at through it. The only reason someone else would come out is if Nuge wasn't able to go, right? He wasn't on the ice, probably.
Probably not.
But
skate so they don't party from Zedmo. Well, I don't think they're partying early afternoon. If they were gonna have a few bevies, it was last night, right? They probably maybe a glass of wine at dinner.
I don't know, man. These guys are different
animals, man.
Yeah, back in my day, it was like at least 8 beers and it was. But now they take such they only put premium in the gas tank. Let's just say that when they go, they don't go regular.
Yeah.
And they just take care of themselves in a different way. They pick their spots a lot different than what it was back in the day. I think anyway.
Because remember that article came out? It was when we just started EST afternoons, and we discussed it where they were polling younger players compared to the veteran guys, and the veteran guys were like, "We always go out. We always made it a point to get hammered together."
Hockey?
Yeah,
yeah, okay. But
and he goes, "The new generation rather stay in the room and play video games."
Yeah.
right?
They go and maybe rip an edible and and play Call of Duty.
But it's true though. Like but what's weird about the Oiler teams because they're a veteran group though,
Yeah.
right?
But so like McDavid, well now his wife's got a place, so I guess he's got a place to go all the time.
Yeah.
But no, and the big dogs usually, like I was reading a thing about Sidney Crosby. I know someone was talking about it that played for the Penguins, and they go, yeah, we'd go out, and see, once in a while people would recognize, but obviously Sidney Crosby is a much more recognizable sports figure in the city of Pittsburgh. And he has his like 2 or 3 places in Pittsburgh where if he goes out, he brings a few guys, they go through the back and they have so just to not be bothered. Right. Yeah. And not that, I mean, he seems like the salt of the earth anyway, but I'm sure, and I've heard this with McDavid, like there's a few places he's obviously gotten to a point with a relationship of the owner of the establishment. He probably gives him a quick call, comes through the back, sits at the back. No one knows he's even there, in and out. Right. Yeah. So I think that's what the real famous guys do. But look, yeah, this is a business trip. You're probably, you go the way your leaders are, and these guys are all focused and trying to give them the best opportunity to win. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, I wouldn't read too much into it because tonight, what is it? Probably a team dinner, or guys go out. They're allowed to go out for dinner and do their own.
Oh
thing.
Yeah, like
is there a curfew? Do you think?
I don't know if you'd even say there was. Like, I'm sure there.
Like, I don't think an NHL team is like, hey guys, do whatever you want. We'll see you tomorrow.
If you're, I mean, I've heard stories of, obviously, then this was earlier, of coaches kind of sitting in the lobby and implementing a curfew and then waiting for guys to come home and stuff. So a lot of guys I heard just didn't come. They just stayed out until the next day. But I've had coaches sit in hallways and wait on the where everyone's staying and just sit outside the elevator.
With the Elks, they had a curfew and they do room checks.
Do they?
Yeah, and then the coaches would sit down by the lobby for a bit.
Yeah,
just make sure there's some stragglers. And
yeah. No, I
think it's more of an old school thing too.
It is old school, and I mean, if you're a young guy, and you're playing, and you get busted for coming home late after curfew, you're letting, at this point of the season, you're letting down.
Yeah, what
guy's gonna do that?
You have to be pretty messed up to not be able to control yourself for 2 nights. Sorry, when you're playing for the Stanley Cup Final.
And again, I'm talking from a place where how many things you have at your disposal for entertainment now?
Of course. Oh my God.
Like your phone. Come on, watch a series of something and go to whatever it is. Right? You said it. Video games. There's always books. Like, come on. There's too much you can have access to now to not go crazy in a hotel room for a few hours. I think
I started the studio yesterday. It's pretty fun.
It's good. Hey,
yeah.
I think I'm 4 episodes in.
I'll tell you this: episode 2, when he's on site and he's driving everybody crazy, like I wanted to punch him out
when he parked the car.
It's like he was really giving me anxiety. Man. I'm like,
so funny. Yeah, it's really well done because you know that there's obviously been some sort of experience with that in some respect. The volume's turned way up on it, but I'm sure these types of things have happened. But who's it? Sarah Pauly is the. Oh my God!
There's no way a studio head acts like that.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's great. It's great. It's good. If you haven't given the studio a chance, I think I'm. Yeah, the next. Oh, it's so funny. I think the next one's with Zac Efron. Did you watch that one?
I'm on. Yeah, when they're looking for the. Yeah. That's the one I'm on.
Okay. Oh, it's so good.
It's good. I love his buddy. The Ron Howard one. You saw that one?
Oh yeah.
When the actor comes in, he's like, "We got to get rid of this scene," and then they're in there again. He goes, "What about this for like the marketing?"
Yeah.
He goes, "I freaking love him, man."
Anthony Mackie. He's
great, man.
Captain America.
Yeah,
you wouldn't know that, but
I do actually.
Oh, do you?
He's a great actor.
Oh, he's so funny, man.
No, it's a good show, man. I'm glad I started it. It's different, but it's really, really good. A few laugh out loud moments for sure. But so yeah, the Oilers should be watching the studio tonight.
Yeah.
Get their mind off it. Are you feeling like on a level of 1 to 10, how concerned are you for tomorrow, or worried or nervous? I don't know what the proper term I want to use here.
On a scale of 1 to 10?
Yeah.
5.
Okay, so you're
right down the middle, buddy.
Right down the middle.
Because it's, well, I mean, you don't want to be coming home to Edmonton down 3-1. No, you don't want, the Stanley Cup should not be in the building in Game 5. Right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Obviously, you don't want to be down 3-1 because I don't think this Florida team's going to blow it again like they did last year. Almost blew it.
Yeah,
right?
I think they get. Well, how do you not get a little bit ahead of yourself? First cup up 3-0, feeling really good about yourself. You took one away in the other teams. You think it's. I think that was kind of detrimental to the team because all of a sudden, they had to start booking flights, families coming, like all that stuff, right?
Everyone's flying back and it's not a short flight, man.
No, so
yeah,
there's a lot of other distractions that come along with getting to that third game, right? Because if they do win, if Florida does win, all of a sudden, all the family, everyone's coming to Edmonton.
Oh yeah,
so it's
gonna be hectic.
Yeah, and then it's 2 days.
Yeah,
right. So then you're going, No,
it's Saturday.
I know.
Oh, but 2 days. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta do this, do that.
It's I'm more at about a 3. I can't see this Oilers team losing tomorrow or playing as bad as they did.
Well, I don't think they're going to play as bad, but it's funny. A lot of people I've talked to lately, you know what their biggest concern is of tomorrow's game? Bob.
Yeah. I said it yesterday.
Oh, did you say it?
I said the thing that scares me is that Bob can steal you a game.
God, I can't remember talking to him. But yeah, no, everyone I talk to, it's like Bob. That's their biggest concern. Yeah. I was talking to a friend of mine before the show, just at, he phoned me and we were just talking. And he said, yeah, I worry that Bob has one of those games and the Oilers come up with their best game of the series, but Bob stifles them. But I still think the Oilers are too good a team to be goalied.
That's the thing, right? And they've gotten to Bobrovsky a lot in the history of going up against Bob in the playoffs. Let's be honest, they have. There's 8 goals up until the other day. Dusty tweeted this out. PK Subban was on with Stephen A.
I had to turn it off after we talked.
PK was like 13 shots, no goals, 0, nothing in the Stanley Cup. When do you get to hold superstars accountable? Like, PK, are you watching the games? Like, yeah, McDavid hasn't scored, but did you not watch his assist in Game 2? Like, everybody was awful in Game 3. Everyone. But you can't sit here and tell me McDavid and Draisaitl have been bad. Like, PK Subban is trying to be Stephen A. Smith, and it's annoying. Like, with these hot takes. They're terrible takes. They're not even hot. Absolutely terrible. Holding McDavid accountable. He's always held accountable. In this city, around the market, it's ridiculous to say that, he's playing bad because he has no goals so far. PK, he likes clicks, man. He tries to be as confrontational as possible with his views on things. Sure,
whatever, man.
And just seeing the media, they're pretty upset. The Edmonton media with the quick one the Oilers pulled. Seen a lot of tweets from them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they pulled a quick one on them because they were told no skate, so no one went to the rink.
Well,
I mean, maybe they just wanted a break.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Oh well.
I mean, the media are complaining that they weren't informed.
Some are. Yeah, they're tweeting out right now that this has never happened before.
Relax, man.
Yeah, it is what it is. Hey, Edmonton Sports Talk. Did you know Joaquin is presented by Play Alberta?
The Play Alberta?
The Play Alberta. Why limit your choices when you can have it all? Play Alberta as your go-to app for casino games, sports betting, and lottery all in one place. With easy access to real money games, you can enjoy everything Alberta has to offer right at your fingertips. Download Play Alberta now and start playing today. I was playing a little Baccarat earlier today with Benny Goods watching me there. On
Baccarat?
Yeah.
Isn't that the James Bond game?
Yeah. Pretty cool. It's pretty fun.
I bet.
Yeah.
Reed and I were talking about it because he's the dungeon master here. Bringing in a board game that like goes on for a long period of time that we just all play a little bit.
Okay. Reed's playing the volleyball game now. We might start a league in the volleyball game. A lot of leagues going on around.
There is a lot of leagues. So the League of Legends in here.
League of Legends. All right. We'll continue the Oilers talk. Of course, go around the world of sports as well. Tim Hauraney coming up at 1:40. Jerry Ramsey from 107.7, the franchise talk. OKC Thunder. Inside the Numbers. Hernan's World. It's a fun show today. Keep slamming that thumbs up. Send us messages to the Nasty Chat and the River Cree inbox. 780-218-9999. Back with a little bit of Knoblauch and more Oilers talk on the other side of the break. Here's our guy, Coop. Sports Update.
Game 3 of the NBA Finals goes tonight. Thunder clashing with the Pacers. Series tied at one apiece. Tip-off at 6:30. In the CFL, Ottawa's Drew Brown will not dress this week against Montreal. Matt Schiltz will start for the Red Blacks in the game, with 3 Down Nation reporting that Brown suffered a hip injury late in their series opener last week against the Riders. For the Jays, they're in action with the Cardinals. That one's tied at 2 through 3 innings played. Toronto winning 10-9 in their series opener yesterday. In other Jays news, 40-year-old Max Scherzer is nearing his return from the 60-day injured list. He'll pitch tomorrow on a rehab start with Toronto's AAA affiliate in Buffalo. Another move for Toronto sees Nathan Lukes being placed on the 10-day injured list with a concussion. 3 other games are live. Phillies up 7-1 on the Cubs in the top of the 8th. The Reds trailing the Guardians 11-2 in the 8th as well, while the Braves hold a 5-1 lead on the Brewers in the 5th inning. From Kelowna, the Riverhawks play the Falcons. Edmonton winning 4-1 in their series opener last night. First pitch goes at 6:35. Meanwhile, the 3-6 Cactus Rats look to snap a 5-game losing streak against the Giants on the road in Fort McMurray. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. More Game 4 discussion, and we hear the voice of Kris Knoblauch on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
Sunday through Thursday, 9 p.m. to close, head to the Banquet and dive into Banquet burgers, sushi tacos, nachos, and more. Late night bites, big flavors, and epic deals. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Timeout, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
It's 1:26. Welcome back to EST Afternoons. As I lost my earpiece.
Our earpieces. Heads are falling off.
Heads are falling off. Dumb and Dumber.
Hey, you saw that one.
Hey.
That's a good one.
An absolute classic. I don't think I've ever met anyone who hasn't seen Dumb and Dumber.
I have funny. The first time I watched Dumb and Dumber was back at when I was living at the Forum Inn across from one of my first time with the Edmonton Oilers. You had to go downstairs and rent a VCR and then go through what they had and bring it back upstairs. It cost like $5 to rent for 2 days. And I had Dumb and Dumber. And so I was watching it, and I don't know, maybe some super Oilers fans remember, but Brett Hauer was on the team too. He was in the room next to me, and his wife was with him. They lived right next door, and I was laughing so hard by myself in the room, and they were like, I got a knock on the door. I go, oh gosh, am I too loud? And it was him. He goes, what are you laughing at? And they came in and watched the rest of the movie with me.
It's so good.
So good.
It's such a classic.
Yeah.
Absolute beauty. Absolute.
When he throws the snowball at Lauren Holly's face, I think that's when I let out the biggest laugh.
Oh, yeah. So the Oilers pulled a quick one today, Walk. A lot of people upset. It is interesting that they did that. It is.
Well, they don't know too. Like, right? So maybe, like, look, we mentioned 7 guys that were probably on the ice. Okay.
So 9 regulars.
Well, seven guys that are probably not playing. Right. Would you as a reporter go to the skate with those guys on the ice, knowing that the chances of them getting into the lineup, probably not a big chance, right? So that was probably the thing. And then, you know what? Other guy said, you know what? I feel like skating today. And that happens sometimes. So I don't think it was a fast one. I just think it's just one of those blue moon events. And I really don't understand. Are you going to get something special from that? Like there's, they already practiced yesterday.
Because I know on the note the Oilers sent out in the WhatsApp media group, it said players completely off. Knoblauch will speak at this time. That's it.
Okay.
So, I guess the media was told only scratches were going to skate, and no time was given.
Okay.
But why would you want to talk to a scratch?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, and then they, I mean, if Connor says, hey, maybe you want to tackle him and say, you know what, Connor, take the day off, right? Do they skate in the mornings? They don't even skate in the mornings. Right?
They do sometimes. They're optionals, right?
Yeah.
Coob, that is that's Knob from yesterday. The one from today, he's in a hotel. No worries, buddy. Yeah, but I don't think it's a big deal.
I don't.
I
know there's a capacity to try to get some really good information, something different, than the regular things.
But I don't think this is because they're feeling pressure and it's getting hot.
No. And I sometimes they like, I don't know. I think sometimes people are reaching to find stuff that's not even there. Like, and look, Pierre LeBrun is a good reporter. I think Reed was mentioning it, but I listened to his question to Leon saying that it was uncharacteristic of him to cross-check Bennett or whatever. And I'm just like, really? You watch this guy?
But that's what I mean. Like, all these takes, Stephen A., PK, and then some of these national media, you haven't watched the Oilers because Leon's pretty greasy, man.
How many undisciplined penalties has Leon Draisaitl?
A lot.
Like what? What do we put the over on? Like 10.5, where he's gone to the box for doing something stupid?
Yeah.
Like, let's just put it this way. There's no Lady Bing in Leon Draisaitl's future. Holy smokes, it was way over there.
And then Reed's great rant yesterday about everybody acting, oh, I can't believe the Oilers did that in the third period.
Yeah.
Like it's it's ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's just I don't, it's easier for me because I'm not in Florida covering the team.
I guess.
You know, maybe they're probably like, hey, we're here to do a job and you're not letting us. So I can see it from both ways. But at the end of the day, like you said, it was 7 scratches, 16 players total. So that's 9 regulars. And it was probably just no structure to the practice, just out there for a skate.
That's 8 with a goalie.
Yeah.
You know, if Pickard went, Rodrigue, maybe there was 2 goalies, so that's 9. So you're looking at 7 more. Yeah, it's, you know what?
Well, Rip Van Winkle says the team, Knob said it was an optional skate. No. They did not. The notes they sent to the media, that's the Oilers PR, said that the players were completely off today. So, no. Scratches were going to skate, and that's it. Right? And most of the time, media won't go if it's just the scratches, right?
Yeah, no media came to watch me practice.
Yeah. See, the schedule says no player availability, Knoblauch at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
That's the note from the Oilers last night. So
we said no player availability.
Yeah.
So
if they skate, they said no player availability.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple. Oilers just aren't good people. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
Who said that?
Ooh. Fun on the Nasty Chat.
On the Nasty? Where's this?
You don't sound like fun.
No. That's a good one.
No, but Rip, I get what Rip Van Winkle's saying, but the note yesterday to the media was no players available. And there was no mention of a skate whatsoever. Okay.
People are really dying for hockey info. Jeez, this is almost over. What are you going to do for 4 months?
So game 4. Yeah, so we'll see. We do have Knob now. We're running about 3-4 minutes here. Here's Kris Knoblauch meeting with the media earlier today.
For a game like this, like it's obviously a giant game. We get that, but you know, people think that every coach goes in with a big like Hoosiers Mighty Ducks speech where the coach has all these things he wants to say and get. You know, what kind of tone do you try to set for your team to, you know, as a coach, to put them in the right mind frame for a game of this importance?
You know, I think it starts almost immediately after the game. And the players are always looking for answers about why things happened the way they did, what adjustments we can make. So I think, you know, whether that's talking to a few individuals, then getting to the whole team, and then leading up to the game, of having a message, and whether that's a big speech or a big tactical strategy. But I think players today are always looking for answers and finding out what the best message is to give to them. So, you know, we're in the Stanley Cup Finals. It's a little bit different than if it was a dog day game in December or January, where it's mid-season and it's tough to get going for when you're on the road. We're in the Stanley Cup Finals, so motivation isn't quite the same level. Obviously, I think the most important thing is having focus and direction for the players to go out and play their best.
Next, we'll go to Mark Masters. Go ahead, Mark. Kris, Sam Bennett's obviously on a great run in this year's playoffs. I'm just wondering what you feel like your group can do better moving forward to slow him down or contain him.
That's a collective thing for our team. I think the more time we spend in the offensive zone, the better. Easier we can break the puck out. We're not in the offensive zone, giving up chances off their forecheck. I don't think there's an individual thing where it's one line playing against that line or Sam. Obviously he's a very good player. He's going to get some chances, but they've got a good team, so our focus can't be on solely one player or one line.
I don't know. Awkward silence there. Someone's Zoom wasn't
Someone
working.
didn't pay the Zoom bill.
But nonetheless, he did say expect the change for tomorrow. We don't know what that is. He said he hasn't decided on his Game 4 starter between the pipes. I'd be shocked if he goes away from Stuart Skinner. But the line change, could it be Stetcher for Klimberg? More than likely. Outside of that, I don't see a switch in the forward group, Joaquin. So we'll wait and see on that. I wanted to. There's one here in the nasty chat says Zedmo says the Oilers cruise through the first 3 series.
I don't know about cruise,
but they took care of their business, but they played well. They earned that.
That first series a cruise.
Yeah, but I'm saying what I'm trying to say is that I think I know what Zedmo's getting at. That now they're getting some pushback for sure. But let's not forget, the Oilers played pretty well in the first 2 games. Both teams did. Yeah, the third game's a write-off for sure. They were terrible. They were awful. But and I asked you before the series. I said, is there anything to that the Oilers have kind of, especially in the last 2 series? I wouldn't say smooth sailing, but they won 4-1, right?
Yeah,
there wasn't a lot of resistance there. Now they're getting that. They're down in the series for the first time since the LA series early on.
On Dallas, they were down 1-0.
They were down 1-0. Fair enough. Oh yeah, sorry, I totally forgot about that. And they won 4 straight. So, yeah, I listen. I'm not I think the overreaction's a bit much here. They lost 1 game and it was bad.
It's just the way that I don't know. Do you think everyone would be acting this? I think people would be acting the exact same way if they lost 2-1 in overtime.
100%.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
It would be the same. So, and they've said this. Everyone has said this, from the coaches to the players. It doesn't matter how you lose. It's almost like we said it yesterday. It's almost better to lose in the way that they did, because it was their worst. They know that was their worst performance of this whole playoffs, I would have to say. Or equal to maybe Game 1 against the Kings, I guess. That was pretty bad too.
Game 2 was bad.
Game 2 was bad.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's an interesting comment. Yeah, they're down. They played really bad for the first time in a while. And I get the worry and all that, but if you watch this team throughout, that they're ready to bounce back. I'm not guaranteeing a win tomorrow. It's going to be extremely hard, but I do believe they can win tomorrow and then make it a best of 3 coming home for 2. All right, the afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Tap 25 restaurant, where it's 50% off the entire menu 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. We got to get out here, and we're going to switch gears. Next segment, we're going to talk to Tim Hauraney, F1 IndyCar insider, as we're getting set this weekend for the Canadian GP from Montreal. That's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. Keep slamming that thumbs up, and we're back after the break.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder challenge the Pacers on the road in Indiana for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. The series is notched at 1-a-side. Tip-off at 6:30. CFL News has Drew Brown out this week for the Red Blacks due to a hip injury, according to 3 Down Nation. Match Schultz will start against the Alouettes. MLB action has 4 games live. Blue Jays and Cardinals going at it. Jays up 4-2 entering the 5th inning, with Toronto winning 10-9 in their series opener yesterday. Other Jays news has Max Scherzer getting set for a rehab start tomorrow with the Bisons. Toronto's AAA affiliate. And the Jays also moved Nathan Lukes to the 10-day injured list as he's out due to a concussion. Other action has Atlanta up 5-1 in the top of the 6th. Well, there's 2 games in the top of the 9th. Reds down 11-2 against the Guardians as the Cubs trail the Phillies 7-2. Out in Kelowna, the Riverhawks meet the Falcons at 6:35. Riverhawks winning 4-1 in their series opener last night. And the Cactus Rats are also on the road playing the Giants Energy City, dropping their last 5 games. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at capitalcarefoundation.net. We have Need for Speed with Tim Hauraney on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The EST Hangout.
When you start a round, you go, what golf ball, what are you playing? And you confirm what each of you are playing. So
I'm all over him from now on.
Or you need to just mark your ball straight up, an SB on every one. And if he says, that's my ball, you go, why are you putting an SB on there?
I
carry a Sharpie in my golf bag for that specific reason. So if you need...
I thought you just carried it to sign autographs.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly presents Ian Munsick. July 5th, live in the venue. Country fans, you don't want to miss an evening with Ian Munsick, a stampeding, spirited celebration of romance, ranch life, family, and forever young fun. Tickets on sale now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Back here, 1:42 on EST Afternoons. We're going to get to Tim Hauraney. He's limited on time right now, so we'll get to him right away. Of course, F1 IndyCar Insider, and also does work for TSN. Tim, my man, let's get right to it. You only got about 4.5 minutes here. How are the vibes there in Montreal ahead of the Canadian Grand Prix?
Yeah, pretty good, guys. Thanks for having me on. It's been busy, that's for sure. We're literally at the track right now, just getting ready for the weekend, taping some stuff. We got some stuff coming on SportsCenter later tonight. But yeah, things are good. Track looks awesome. The new paddock that they built here is really, really, really nice. So yeah, things are good, man.
Tim, does this race come down to qualifying, or are we going to see a lot of potential passing throughout the race?
Yeah, definitely it's going to be a good race. Like, there's no question about it. Like, I think for Canadian Grand Prix and the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, it always provides great racing. I think that's why the drivers love being at this track and racing here. As a tractor going straight by. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm in the hot zone. I'm in a live situation here. So yeah, no, it's always a great race here. I mean, I don't remember there being a year where it wasn't exciting or entertaining. And I think what's really going to help this year is the fact that the weather seems to be cooperating, but
nice.
Again, it's not too hot. So that's gonna be very, very helpful for a lot of these teams here.
Tim, looking at this race, sorry for putting you on the spot, but I'm going to here. Are we going to see kind of McLaren again, once again in the top spots here? Do you see a team maybe that we haven't seen kind of surprise here, or are we going to see more of the same kind of McLaren dominating and then one of Red Bull, Mercedes, or Ferrari in there?
Yeah, I think we're definitely going to see McLaren be strong, but I do think there are 2, possibly 3 other teams who can fight for pole position and potentially fight for a win here. Again, like I had mentioned with the weather and it being not too hot here, what that does is allows less degradation with the tires. So if you look at a driver like George Russell in the Mercedes, that's a car that definitely prefers cooler temperatures to something that's hotter, like what was in Spain. Like Spain was a really, really hot track. And so for them, they really struggled with tire temps. Here in Canada, they could actually go really well here this weekend. I mean, George had some unfinished business here. Like he had pole position at this track last year, and he lost, obviously, and definitely is going to want to get one back here for sure. So I would look at definitely George Russell. I would also look at Charles Leclerc. And outside of that, I would look at Max Verstappen as well, because I really do think he's going to have a legit shot at winning 4 in a row here at the Canadian Grand Prix.
Is that kind of the most interesting thing, Tim, is how is Max going to drive being so close to being penalized?
I think so. That's definitely going to be something that that he's going to have to pay attention to, because again, right, he can't pick up any penalty points. He's got to keep his nose clean. That's for sure. So I think, even if he blows past a double waved yellow flag, like that could be a penalty point right there and a race ban. So he's definitely going to have to make sure he's paying attention, like over 100%. And I know that's not possible, but he's going to have to try and do it, because man, one false move from that guy and the stewards see something that he's done the wrong way, and that's it, guys. So, I mean, he's definitely going to have to pay attention to that and how he races other drivers as well. That's definitely something he's going to have to pay attention to.
Hey, Tim, we appreciate you taking the time to join us here quickly. I know you're super busy, the races in our home country here, and I know you're all over it there doing work for your podcast and TSN. Look forward to all your work this week and your coverage, and thanks again. Enjoy the race, my friend. Don't have too much fun.
Yeah, I'll try not to. Give me a good time. Thanks again, guys. Appreciate you having me.
All right, that's Tim Hauraney, F1 IndyCar Insider, also does work for TSN. That was the Need for Speed segment brought to you by Rad Torque Raceway's Annihilation Night, Friday, June 13th. Coming up, celebrate an evening of destruction in the dirt with crashing, smashing, and burning vehicles. Info and tickets at radraceway.com.
Zoom. Sorry.
Oh, when did we pay for that?
You know what's crazy? That's a great question. Like, Max is going to be must-watch this week.
I know.
Because he can't do anything.
He's got to be hyper-focused. Like Tim said, like a caution on a yellow. He's got to go down to the proper speeds. Make sure he doesn't blow through it, right? The proper delta in certain things. Every little thing. All his pit exits and entries, all that stuff has to be way more attention, right? So
it's going to be interesting because he likes to race dirty sometimes. He gets a little entitlement issue he has. Where thinks everybody needs to move out of his way, and it's never his fault and all that. But in terms of fantasy here, like I mean, don't give me your strategy. I mean, we can all see our teams after anyway. But I think it's clear you have to have a McLaren in there. But it's so fascinating because you can have Max, George, or John. Charles Leclerc, and you just don't know which one's going to step up every given week, right?
Well, pick John. I'd say for
John
you to pick John Leclerc. I know. And Max is kind of the dark horse. To me, is Max as effective being, having to hold back a little bit, or does this make him even a better driver?
We'll see.
Yeah. I'm talking to put on your fantasy team though. Right?
Oh yeah.
So that's the
risk.
That's the risk there. Because if he gets a penalty point, he might just shut her down and go full poopy pants Max, right?
And take the one race ban.
And then McLaren's I think you need him as a constructor because they're guaranteed points, right?
Yeah.
But at times you have to think, well, when's the race that they might both struggle?
They might fall off.
They might, and then you switch your constructors, and that's the one time you throw Ferrari and Mercedes in there, and they take off, and then so it's
it's frustrating because at times Haas's look good, right?
I know.
And then you put him in, and then they crap the bed. Same with Williams. Well, I think outside of maybe one race, Williams has been pretty decent.
This is why when you do get a little bit more insight to how the certain cars, the way they're set up, will have success at certain tracks by watching the practice.
Yeah.
Because you don't know the fuel weights, but you can kind of gather it if they're going on long runs or, flying laps, stuff like that, how they've set up the car. And certain cars do better at other tracks. You heard Tim talk about tire temperature. That's going to be huge because I believe
it's not too hot.
It's Mercedes. That's what they were having a lot of difficulties with, is their tires were heating up too much.
Well, let's look at the weather. So tomorrow for practice, 21 high. Friday, 19 cloudy. 22 on Saturday, mix of sun and clouds. 19 Sunday, mix of sun and clouds. So tire strategy is going to be huge.
It's going to be great. And lots of former F1 drivers competing at Le Mans.
Le Mans, name them for me.
So we have Jensen Button.
Okay.
We have Magnussen. I think there's a few other ones. Nick De Vries is racing. Well, sorry, I'm going through all this. Kevin Magnussen, if you want. Mick Schumacher. With the Alpine Endurance team is Jensen Button's with the Cadillac Hertz team. Antonio Giovinazzi. I want to think that he was a reserve driver for Ferrari a few years ago. Robert Kubica, I believe, was a reserve driver with Alpine for a little bit. Stoffel Van Dorn, he was with Aston Martin. So yeah, a lot of these guys are going to do this. Pietro Fittipaldi, he was with the reserve test driver for Haas. So all these guys competing in the endurance race. I wouldn't mind watching this.
Mons it's crazy, especially after watching Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
It's just the endurance.
And you've seen Ford versus Ferrari too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
It's great. I indulged into the Lamborghini movie. I didn't finish.
Yeah. I saw a snippet and I was like, I don't know if I can watch this.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cool story.
But there's another one with Adam Driver. It's Enzo Ferrari story.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that one.
Have you? I haven't seen that one. Is that one good?
That's fantastic. Yeah. Le Mans is crazy. 24 hours. I think it's 3-4 drivers or 3. Yeah. No one can be in the car
over for more than 14 hours.
14 hours. It's endurance. And for racing guys, like that's the mecca. Like if you can win Le Mans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's
legendary. What is it? Legendary to do that stuff.
Fun on the Nasty Chat's having a lot of fun with the Nasties. He's getting them riled up. Oh yeah. Something about the last 7 periods. The orders have been figured out. 5-on-5.
Oh, wow.
Fun.
Sorry, I've been on the F1 site just looking at that stuff. Can't wait. I love race weeks.
Lance Stroll set to race.
Seems like the wrist is okay.
Yeah.
I believe it was the same one he injured last year in the wreck too, right? For
F1 movie comes out June 27th.
I wonder if Tim's seen that.
He did a podcast with Adam Wilde reviewing.
Oh, did he? Okay,
I haven't listened to it yet.
No, okay.
Yeah,
I thought he would.
I feel like they're gonna, because racing guys are like, okay, this is not real.
Well, it's kind of like watching a hockey movie, right? Yeah. When I see what was that mystery? Is it Mystery Alaska?
Yeah,
and you see Russell Crowe skating. I'm like, come on. He was not a former pro. Like, put someone out there that can wheel a little bit.
Yeah, it's...
who wasn't bad? A bad skater?
Who's that?
Oh, shoot. Why do you do this, brain? God, he was in Salt with... he was a big HBO movie. He was the fixer. Liev Schreiber.
Okay.
he was in Goon when he's fighting. He can move all right. Like he looks pretty good on his skates. I was like, holy smokes, that's amazing. And he went in. He trained really hard.
I always remember in Youngblood, Peter Zezel.
He was in it too. Yeah,
he was he would do the skating.
Yeah.
There was another NHLer. I can't remember. I think Peter Zezel did Swayze, and then I can't remember who did Youngblood.
Swayze skated a little bit though.
Yeah, but like with the the action shots when you couldn't see their face, it was NHLers, so it was pretty good. Busy race week though. Bombarito Automotive Group 500 from Madison, Illinois for IndyCar. NASCAR is in Mexico.
Ooh.
Oh, that's gonna be fun at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez track.
Ooh.
And
Who's
then,
Hermanos Rodriguez?
And then we have, of course, the Canadian GP from. That's gonna be a good time. We gotta go one day. What's the budget here at EST? Live from the track. EST afternoon?
Dusty keeps taking off for the weekend. Why can't we?
Yeah.
Just another thing on those movies, because a lot of the stuff was filmed in Vancouver. Remember Happy Gilmore when he gets cut for the first time and the coach is laughing at him? All the guys that are laughing are all my buddies.
Really?
Yeah, there's like 4 of my buddies that are laughing at Happy because they got picked. They said it was the best day of filming because, those things take like 2 seconds and then they break. All they did was scrimmage the whole time. He said it was the most, and Adam Sandler was playing and stuff. He said it was great.
It's funny. It's a little slow today again here. Only 48 thumbs up. What's going on?
Maybe fantastic show too.
Maybe it's just us.
Maybe judging by the nasty chat, we should switch back to hockey.
Yeah. Sorry.
Oops.
Yeah, we got NBA talk coming too.
We're trying to. There's a method to our madness here. I think we're just
prepping you for when the Oilers are done.
Well, but everyone's a little on edge too. I think, right? Like there's a lot of.
But that doesn't affect him in slamming that thumbs up.
It might.
Let's get to 100 at least. We're giving you guys a break because everybody's a little down in the dumps because the Oilers are down 2-1, and many of you think it's over. I don't. I think they're going to bounce back big time tomorrow, and we're going to be celebrating on the post-game show.
I just want a really good hockey game.
Yeah, of course. It's going to be feisty.
I want another game 1,
Game 2.
I want game 2 with better reffing.
Game 2, buddy. Game 2, buddy. That first period, that might have been the first period I've seen in decades. For real.
Yeah, that was a good one.
All right. A little slow today. I don't know why. Is it you or is it us? You let us know. But that was fun talking with Tim. He's down at the track. You can tell he was super, super busy there. Check out his podcast. It's Nailing the Apex with Adam Wild. It is fantastic if you're getting into racing or if you love it. He also does stuff for TSN, so you can find it on the tsn.ca as well. He'll be all over this race for sure. Like I said, and that was the Need for Speed segment for the Rad Torque Raceway, and they got a wicked event this weekend. So check out Annihilation Night, Friday, June 13th. Celebrate an evening of destruction in the dirt with crashing, smashing, and burning vehicles. Info and tickets at radraceway.com. You know what? I wouldn't mind going out there one day.
We should.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I want to go do some go-karting.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
In a real go-kart, and do some laps.
Yeah. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right. Hour 2, we will go to OKC. We'll talk some Thunder with Jerry Ramsey from 107.7 The Franchise. It's Game 3 in the NBA Finals. Your Canadian boy, Shea, going against the Indiana Pacers. Yes, I know there's Canadians on the Pacers too, but Shea is just coming off the MVP. That's how we name him first. But it should be another good game. We'll get an idea of what's going on there with the OKC Thunder. What the vibe's like. Hey, both our cities are in the finals here. Both our cities can be champs. It's pretty damn cool. Hernan's World still to come, inside the numbers, all that fun stuff. Hammer that thumbs up. Hit us up on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999, or the good old nasty chat where Fun's having a lot of fun with people or he's pissing them off. A portion of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. Make your birthday legendary at the CBH. Epic food, killer drinks, and a vibe you can't beat. Book your party now. The Canadian Brew House. Our house is your house. We're back after the break here on EST Afternoons.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Get ready for pure adrenaline at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night. Friday, June 13th at Brad Torque Raceway. Witness an action-packed evening filled with crashing, smashing, and jaw-dropping stunts. From heart-pounding collision to cars dropped from towering cranes and a jet car burn. Celebrate an early Father's Day of outrageous entertainment at Buck's Auto Parts Annihilation Night. Friday, June 13th at Brad Torque Raceway. Just west of Highway 2 and Highway 19 at the Edmonton International Airport. Tickets and info online at radraceway.com.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Celebrate your birthday at the Banquet Bar. Enjoy great drinks, amazing vibes, and unforgettable memories. Download the Banquet app and get a free pizza pie on your birthday. Book your party today at thebanquetbar.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
On the court, Indiana hosts OKC. They clash for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. Tip-off is at 6:30. The series tied after 2. Out east, Drew Brown of the Red Blacks will not dress this week with an apparent hip injury reported by 3 Down Nation. Matt Schiltz takes the start for Ottawa as they visit Montreal on Friday. In baseball, Toronto leads St. Louis 5-2 in the bottom of the 6th. 2 other games are live. Atlanta up 6-1 on Milwaukee entering the 8th, while the Mariners have a 1-0 lead in the top of the 2nd. We also see the Dodgers and Padres warming up, while the Athletics and Angels are just about to get underway. Other Jays news has Nathan Lukes hitting the 10-day injured list with a concussion, while 40-year-old pitcher Max Scherzer is set to start for Toronto's AAA affiliate as he nears returns from the 60-day injured list. He pitches tomorrow. The Riverhawks are 5-2 on the season, facing the Falcons at 6:35. Edmonton picking up a 4-1 win in their series opener last night. Kelowna 2-8 on the season. I'm Zachary Kubish for your sports update. The second hour of EST Afternoon starts right now.
Hey, it's hour 2 here on EST Afternoons as we're coming to you live from the William Huff Studios in the west side of the city. Edmonton Sports Talk. Fun show. Of course, Reed Wilkins, Jim Milne coming up from 3 to 6. They'll have Handsome Blue Gazdek on. I think like they do every 2 weeks.
Those get some thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. Everybody loves Luke. Sharp looking dude.
I like his work, man.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good analyst. Really good.
Yeah, I like how he breaks it down. I like Bieksa too. I think
Bieksa's awesome.
The way he breaks it down is, it reminds me of being in a coach's room when he does it.
Yeah, he's great. Sorry, we just had some. Not good to eat between breaks, Gator.
No?
Jay made some pizza for the boys, so we appreciate it. As Reed plays volleyball. He's trying to beat the U.S. Coming up this hour, inside the numbers shortly, Hernan's World, Jerry Ramsey, talk OKC Thunder. And then tomorrow we'll try to get a guest on to talk Florida Oilers, of course. Maybe someone from down in Florida, whether it's on the Oilers or Florida side would be great. And then Friday, I know Benny's working on a guest for us as part of his internship.
Nice.
Benny Goods. So it's going to be a fun week, man. Oilers tomorrow, Oilers Saturday. We'll see what happens. A big game tomorrow, man. It's going to be. I think nerves tomorrow are going to be at an all-time high because the Oilers absolutely have to have that game. If they go down 3-1, I think they'd be in a little bit of trouble. Let's get to inside the numbers for Play Alberta. Play Alberta is your home for online gaming excitement, featuring casino games, live dealer action, lottery, instance, and sports betting. Now with the new Play Alberta app, you can take the fun with you anywhere. Download the app or sign up today at Play Alberta. You want to play some casinos, all you have to do is deposit $20 or more and get a $50 casino bonus using EST Casino. You can do the same for a free sports bet using promo code EST Sports. Joaquin, listening to the Morning Boys, and they brought up some good points. The bottom six for both teams have not, I wouldn't say they haven't been good. They're not produced. You know how many goals the bottom six of the Florida Panthers has?
Lots.
Nope.
No.
Want to give a number?
Goals? 6.
2. You know who has them? Brad Marchand.
I know. How many? Well, he has
2. Because one was shorthanded, so it doesn't count as a.
Still bottom 6.
I know. You know how many the Oilers? This is 5-on-5. Sorry.
Okay, 5-on-5.
You know how many the Oilers have from their bottom 6?
None.
1.
Who?
Victor Arvidsson.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Game 1. Shoot, I should have remembered that.
Yeah. So both bottom 6, I think, have been good. They're battling their butts off. It's going to be interesting to see what these bottom 6 teams can do going forward in the final 4 games, if needed.
What are you? This is 5-on-5 play you're talking about. So
yes.
But I don't know, man. Like, so hearing the way people talk about this Florida Panthers, like when Barkov was banged up or out of the lineup, Anton Lundell moved up and seamless up there.
Oh yeah.
So he's not a number 3 centerman. He's more of a number 2 centerman.
Well, what was it like Reed said that it's like they have 2 number 2 lines?
Yeah.
And the Oilers have like 3 third lines because the 4th line's not really a 4th line, right?
Yeah. Okay. If I'm looking at, if I look at the Florida Panthers, so they have a number 1 line, I would say 2 2s and a 3.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of, at this time of year, you could look at any lineup and you would probably say the same.
Because for the Oilers, you look at a first line, a second line, and 2 3s. Right?
See, with the strength of the Edmonton Oilers, when they split up the big 2, and if I have Zach Hyman healthy, you could almost say they have 2 1s.
Yeah, it changes the whole complexion of it.
Yeah,
right?
then you have 2 1s, a 3 and a 4, or maybe 2 3s, let's say. So, but when I look at it,
it can be fascinating.
The way the lineups look now with McDavid, Perry, Hopkins, Kane, Draisaitl, Kapanen, I look at that as, how do I look at that? Number 1 line, a 2, and 2 3s.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
But again, because I think on the Oilers side, you want, and I said it, I think last post game, I said you need more from Connor Brown. He's kind of slid. Put Colson after a brilliant first game in the series was awful in game 3. Who else? Adam Henrique, you really haven't got much from him all these playoffs. Like he's solid in the faceoffs. He's really good.
There's little intangibles that he's adding that, but I think you just need him to show up on the score sheet in some factor.
He needs the help.
You said Brown, Kapanen, Podkolzin.
Janmark
has to. Again, it's
Trent Frederick.
There's a lot of things that those players that we just mentioned are doing. Not last game, but the just having to take the pressure off McDavid and Leon Draisaitl to lead the team offensively, I think it's been beneficial the whole playoffs up to this point, right? So, you need more from them. You need
100%. That's not even a question. And it's interesting because you said the same thing about the other team there, Florida. But like it almost because like you said, Lundell's been really good. Right, Marchand's been great, but those guys sometimes moonlight in the top six too. The Oilers guys do as well, but
yeah,
I think both bottom sixes could be better in terms of production, obviously, because you don't get a lot of production from that Florida fourth line. They're out there to muck it up.
Yeah,
they get their minutes, but when I compare it to the Oilers fourth line, I think the Oilers fourth line is better. That's a matchup you got to get, and you need some of these secondary guys to get going here once again. They've been awesome throughout the playoffs, and even in the first two games. I really like the Podkolzin line in game one. They're all over it, the way they worked. But the production has to come now.
Do the Oilers need a little bit more production from the back end, too, aside from Bouchard?
Yeah, I mean...
Because you saw a goal by Ekholm, right?
Ekholm, Wallman made the play to tie it late in game two. Kulak's not a big point guy, but yeah.
He's capable of chipping in.
Yeah.
So it's like
Lindbergh's been all right, like with the assists and passing the puck and all that, but he might be out. Nurse, same thing, kind of like Kulak. He can score and make good passes, but it's not something that they do regularly, right? So
they need to find, out of the games that are remaining, everyone's just got to punch it into sixth gear.
100%. Like there's no need to hold it now, right?
No, you empty the tank every single shift.
Well, and that's why I'm a little. And the Oilers have been good. They're a veteran team. I just don't want them tomorrow to change anything. Get that because remember in the regular season sometimes they get out of their structure and it would cost them. I don't think that's going to happen, but it is a possibility because say they get down early, then they're going to start pushing, right? You might see.
Well, they didn't see that a lot. You saw them stick to their structure, and that's one of the reasons why they won game one.
Yeah,
is there wasn't a big, oh no, we got to start pushing and stuff. They stuck to the way that they played.
Even in game two, they tied it with 40 seconds left, right?
Yeah, I thought Florida did a much better job. I thought they were going to win that one.
So what's the biggest concern tomorrow that the Oilers might fall? Is it for you still goalie Bob?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because history tells me, and just the personnel, I think that the Oilers will come back with a very strong performance throughout the whole lineup. And you don't want to see what history repeat itself like game one of last year's playoffs in the final, where the Oilers were by far the more dominant team, but they were completely destroyed by goalie Bob. And again, certain things happen for a goalie to goalie you.
Yeah.
If you go to the net, get shots through, create screens, you'll have success. You can't stop what you can't see.
Yeah, exactly.
There's ways around defeating a goalie that's hot. Multiple pucks to the net, right? Getting people there it's crucial. And I think, and I hate to say this, but from half the way through game two, I felt that the Oilers weren't as assertive in front of the net as they were in previous series and from game one. There was I don't want to question their will and desire, but they were looking for something else. That they need to carve out that real estate and battle in there. And that's why I think most of us here at EST have been talking about one of the main things that we've said probably after second period of game two was, God, they really miss Zach Hyman.
Yeah, they do. They do. I'll add to your concern with the goaltending that Bob could steal it. I'll also add special teams. The Oilers only have 3 power play goals on the road. They 1 for 6 last game. They got to capitalize on that because in the first period the refs are going to call everything, and then they're going to put the whistles away for the final 40, and if they go to overtime, because that's the way every game has gone. I think special teams, the Oilers PK it's been a mess all playoffs. I don't think it's going to get immensely better now here with 4 possible games remaining. So the PK is the PK. They've done all right. It was 3 for 11 last game for Florida, but a lot of those penalties came late when all hell broke loose there in the third period in a blowout game. So special teams for me is something the Oilers got to find a way to capitalize and kill off penalties. And then the other one is they can get into that street fight they did in Game 3. I'm not saying back down. Like you said, between the whistles, do your thing. After the whistles blow, skate away, because they got to the Oilers in that first period. They were laughing. They were mocking them. They got to them. And the Oilers are not going to win the series if they keep falling for that stuff. Ignore Tkachuk. Ignore Bennett. I know it's hard. And like you said, hit them during the play. Go to them. But those 2 guys ran the Oilers show. Marchand was in there. Nico Mikkola does the same. He's not going to fight anyone. He's not. So challenging him is pointless. Just hit him. Do what you did in the first 2 games. Because like we said, the Oilers won the first one. They could have easily won the second one. It was a bad play by Evan Bouchard on the blue line. Marchand breaks in on a breakaway, scores. Game 3, it was an off game. We haven't seen the Oilers play that bad in a very, very long time. So, there's a lot here. But the Oilers, again, have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Those guys can turn a game like that. The Oilers have been the comeback vets these playoffs. They're never out of it, no matter if they're down 1, 2, or 3 goals. Stuart Skinner's called Mr. Game 4 for a reason. This team has won 9 straight Game 4s. I mean, there's a lot of reason to be optimistic for tomorrow and see if the Oilers can tie the series and come back home, Gager, for a best of 3.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't mean to say change your game completely. You want to go back to what it was, but there's certain tips and tricks you can take from other teams and put into your own game.
100%.
Take the punch, but initiate the nastiness. But if, there's no, you're trying to win a Stanley Cup, and you got to do, you got to put your ego aside sometimes maybe, and you do take the knee. Right, you get the shot to the back of the legs, and because they do it.
Jake Wallman lost control.
Yeah,
right.
Jake. They all lost control.
He got fined 2 separate fines yesterday for Game 3 for his antics, and I get it, but they're getting to Jake Wallman. That guy is steaming in the bench.
He's got to control himself, right? Yeah. And I'm sure I'll guarantee it. That was one of the biggest talking points over the last 2 days with all the Edmonton Oilers. We gotta stay composed here.
Yeah.
That can't happen again. We can't get out of our our focus and stuff. That's just you're gonna lose.
The Oilers did hit the ice. They shocked the whole world. A lot of people are upset about that, but we roll along here on EST Afternoons. Coming up next, we're going to switch gears, talk some NBA playoffs. OKC Thunder, Indiana Pacers. Game 3 goes tonight. Series tied at 1. We'll talk about our Canadian boy, Shai, who's been excellent in these playoffs, taking home the regular season MVP award as well. And we'll get a good idea. Hey, remember the Oilers affiliate used to be in Oklahoma City?
The
Barons.
Was it the Barons?
Yeah, okay. I think they left in 2015. So we'll get a good idea with Jerry Ramsey from 107.7 The Franchise here on EST Afternoons. Reminder, the Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. It is home of the Kitchen Restaurant. Sundays and Mondays, it's 50% off the entire menu, 5 p.m. till close. We're back to talk some NBA basketball next here on EST Afternoons. Here's Coop Sports Update.
Game 3 of the NBA Finals goes tonight with the Thunder clashing against the Pacers. That series is tied at 1 apiece. Tip-off at 6:30. In the CFL, Ottawa's Drew Brown will not dress this week against Montreal. Matt Schiltz will start for the Red Blacks in the game Friday, with 3 Down Nation reporting that Brown suffered a hip injury late in their series opener last week against the Riders. For the Jays, they're in action against the Cardinals. Jays up 5-2 in the top of the 7th, 3 outs with a manager's challenge from Toronto. Ernie Clemente was caught stealing second base. In other Jays news, 40-year-old Max Scherzer is nearing his return from the 60-day injured list. He'll pitch tomorrow in a rehab start with Toronto's AAA affiliate in Buffalo. Other news sees Toronto's Nathan Lukes being placed on the 10-day injured list. He's out with a concussion. 4 other games are live. In the majors, D-backs trail the Mariners 3-1 in the top of the third, while the Braves have a 6-2 lead over the Brewers in the ninth. From Kelowna, the Riverhawks play the Falcons, Edmonton winning 4-1 in their series opener yesterday. First pitch for that one goes at 6:35. Meanwhile, the 3 and 6 Cactus Rats look to snap a 5-game losing streak against the Giants on the road in Fort McMurray. We talk some NBA next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly presents Ian Munsick. July 5th, live in the venue. Country fans, you don't want to miss an evening with Ian Munsick, a stampeding, spirited celebration of romance, ranch life, family, and forever young fun. Tickets on sale now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
.23, welcome back to EST Afternoons here on a smoky Wednesday afternoon. It's really bad out there. It's for the worst we've seen this week, Joaquin, but it is hot, but it's smoky. Of course, your Edmonton Oilers back at it tomorrow. Game 4 from Florida, 6 o'clock. We're all over it here on EST. Full coverage from 6 to 6. The GCL Oil Stream pregame show will be live from Hudson's West Edmonton Mall with Tom Gazzola at 5 o'clock. We're going to talk about the other finals going on here in North America. The OKC Thunder are tied with the Indiana Pacers 1-1. An amazing game 1 there for sure. OKC took it to them in game 2, and we get set for game 3 tonight. And to talk OKC Thunder and the NBA Finals, Jerry Ramsey from 107.7 The Franchise joins us. Jerry, welcome to Edmonton Sports Talk. How you doing?
Oh, fantastic. How are you guys doing? It looks great. It looks great up there with all the hockey. I'm sorry to interrupt your hockey talk with our little NBA talk.
No worries at all. I guess, yeah, I mean, let's talk about the first two games here. I mean, OKC Thunder probably kicking themselves after game one as Tyrese Halliburton scores 0.3 seconds there. It was the only lead they had in the game, and it won him the game. But in game two, you kind of saw what OKC is all about. Took it to the Indiana Pacers. I know a lot of the experts around the NBA world had OKC winning this one fairly quickly. Do you still see it that way, or do you think this is going to go about 6-7?
I do think that it's a bad matchup for Indiana because everything that Indiana is good at, Oklahoma City is just a little bit better at. Indiana's deep. Oklahoma City is a little deeper. Indiana's pretty good defensively. Oklahoma City is elite defensively. Yeah. And talking about spreading the ball around, Indiana does an incredible job of getting 4 and 5 guys involved offensively immediately. Well, that kind of plays right into the Oklahoma City Thunder hands as they also have 3 or 4 players that they can get going, but they just happen to have this one guy who's the elite player in the NBA right now.
Jerry, what's home court advantage like? It's split already at 2-2, but now going back, is this going to come down to, like you said, is work going to be taken care of on home court tonight?
I do think that the home court advantage for Oklahoma City, of course, I'm going to be a little biased because I've covered this team for 10 years in Oklahoma City. And then you can, kind of look at some of the comments about playing in Oklahoma City. It's kind of crazy, but same goes for the Pacers. Yeah. And that crowd is crazy. I think that the Oklahoma City Thunder are sort of robotic in how they go about their business. They talk about collecting data. And I know that one of the first things that they want to do is take the crowd out of it. So you're probably going to see a more aggressive J-Dub. You're going to see a more aggressive Chet. And goodness gracious, I've seen Shea go from a guy who didn't take any shots in the first quarter when he first kind of evolved in Oklahoma City to a guy that can absolutely be elite and take all the air out of Indiana. I think that's what you're looking at. The shots they're going to take the shots. Yeah. Now, whether they knock it down or not, that's going to be the difference in whether they can kind of slow down that Indiana Pacers, that crowd.
Jerry, you brought up SGA there. Of course, here in Canada, everybody's just absolutely all over him winning the MVP. He's such a fantastic player. So much Canadian talent now in the NBA. Of course, Indiana has their own Canadians as well. But, I mean, the progression of SGA, you said you've been covering the team for 10 years. It's been quite the evolution of this player. Now he's the MVP. Just what has he meant for this organization?
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Whenever Sam Presti made the move for Paul George for the collection of picks that he got, Danilo Gallinari and some kid named, was it Shai Galgeris Alexander? We had no clue. We had zero clue how to pronounce it, what to do with it, or whatever. But to watch him and through the years, I would say, yeah, he's good. He's a good scorer, but defensively, can he pick it up? Can he distribute the ball? Can he do this at the NBA level? And every single year, you've seen him incrementally just do something better to the point where I would argue with you whether he is the best player on the earth next to Jokic, which I still think Joker has he definitely has a play in that, but there's not anything that you can do to combat what Shea does. He gets to the bucket wherever he wants to. He's incredibly calculated, incredibly calm, and I'll count that to you guys too. I think that's a Canadian thing. I think most Americans are hotheads. And so, his great Canadian upbringing sort of kept him as a cooler head, and it's paying off in the NBA.
So you mentioned the strength of OKC's defense. I mean, it's said that Halliburton will be back. He's kind of got an injury. Does it all depend on how severe this injury is because of the strength of OKC's defense? If he's at 80%, this thing is basically OKC's to lose at this point.
This is a huge compliment. 80% of Tyrese Halliburton is better than 110% of a big part of the NBA. So, you got to have him on. Also, and you guys know this, I'm from Oklahoma, and football is really big in Oklahoma. You guys are hockey guys. Yeah. If you're out there, if you're on the ice, you're playing, right? Like there's no fair dodging. So if Halliburton, and yes, I saw him walk out with a little limp the other night or whatever, but if he's on the court, he's viable. And so 80% of Halliburton is better than 110%, and you're on the court and you're playing. I mean, that they're going to play him just the same way. And don't even get it twisted that he can't have a 12 or 15 point and 5 assist quarter and just absolutely torch Oklahoma City. So is it for the taking? No, I don't think it's for a taking. Obviously, you got to respect if he's on the court and doing what he's doing. But yeah, even at full strength, though, I think Oklahoma City has the perimeter defenders to defend against a guy named Halliburton.
Jerry Ramsey joining us here from 107.7 The Franchise, talking OKC Thunder. We do have a question for one of our listeners for you, Jerry. It's an off-season question, but they have so many draft picks there in OKC. They've done such a wonderful job. What's the plan here with the picks and all that? Because they're set up really well in OKC, like the best depth in the league. Like you said, defensive juggernaut. They got the MVP now, and they got a whale of draft picks. What do you see the plan here maybe in the next 2-3 years when it comes to those draft picks?
Kick the can down the street. That's what you're doing. You're kicking the can down the street. You still have Dub and Chet on incredibly team-friendly contracts for a couple of years. So you got those guys lined up. Topic was supposed to be a kid that they drafted last year that was supposed to be a top 5 guy, and he drops to 12 for the Thunder, and they picked him up. He's going to develop next year. And they put themselves in position where they can be fluid from 8 to 12 to 15. And just continue and develop guys. Sam Presti, man, he's put together quite the cast of characters around him, from him to Mark Dagnall to everybody who's bought into. You're still going to develop. If you remember in game 1 in the first half, they put out a kid named AJ Mitchell, who was on the floor for a little bit in the game 1 of the finals, because they always are thinking about developing. And it's kind of loony, to be very honest with you. I think it's kind of crazy, but they consistently believe in the development, and they're going to make sure they keep guys on team-friendly deals. Aaron Wiggins, the guy who went off the other night, his contract's for the next 3 years, and it decreases every year. Who does that?
Yeah.
And you talk about another Canadian guy who, by the way, I loved to death, Lou Dort.
Oh yeah.
That guy has been team friendly, and they paid him well. But you want to talk about the Oklahoma City culture is based on Lou Dort, just a guy who has the work ethic, the doggedness that he is. He couldn't shoot a BB gun when he got here, and then develop into one of the best 3-point shooters on the team. And like I said, just goes about his business, and he might be a hockey player playing baseball or playing basketball, as physical as he is.
Jerry,
great.
We really embrace our Canadian athletes that play in different sports other than hockey, especially when they have success. So Shea's basically royalty when he comes back to Canada. But who do you have, if it goes the right way for OKC here? Does he get Finals MVP as well?
Absolutely. This is going to be one of the greatest years in NBA history, single season. And you talk about throwing Shea's name out there with Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain and some of the scoring numbers, and it doesn't even come close to him being a connector. And and once again with the hockey terms, a hockey assist. He's sometimes he doesn't get an assist, but he's the guy that throws the pass to the guy who throws for the assist. And defensively, he is top notch up here in the NBA. But yeah, I mean, Shea's the only complaint, if I do, and it's a critique, right? The only critique I have about Shea, like I said, he needs to work on being a little more emotional and excitable. In December and in January, whenever we're doing post games, and he's just talking about stacking days and 0-0 mentalities and going to work or whatever. Like I don't know, man. I don't maybe put some hot sauce in his poutine, but something needs to go with SGA there and get a little more excitable. But in real talk, the guy is just absolute nails and just a phenomenal kid to watch as he's been developing.
I just love their TV interviews. The whole team joins the guy getting interviewed. It's just such great chemistry they have going there. A couple more for you here. Jerry, appreciate your time on a game day. Just looking ahead to these 2 games in Indiana, what do you think is going to happen here? Do you think a split is okay, or do you think OKC can take 2?
Okay, so let's talk about Pascal Siakam real quick, okay?
Yes.
It really is up to Pascal Siakam. Okay. Tyrese Halliburton is what he is, but he's not, he's not Anthony Edwards. He's not John Morant. He's not Joker, who, that's who the Oklahoma City Thunder played on the way to the finals, is guys that you had to commit to. Halliburton is not that guy. He's a, playmaker and a connector. Pascal Siakam, who won the Eastern Conference MVP, Finals MVP, He needs to score. If you look at the box scores, the Pacers haven't had anybody go over 20. Like that's not acceptable. You can't do that against the Oklahoma City Thunder. You got to score more than 110. If you look at that, they haven't won a game in the playoffs without scoring 110. And Pascal Siakam has to be a guy that's going to take the ball to the basket, pick up a couple of fouls, get to the foul line, and kind of adverse to what I was saying about Oklahoma City earlier, get the crowd into the game. Indiana Pacers do have a little bit of Oklahoma City in them where they really don't have that excitable guy. And I don't think Pascal Siakam is that guy, but with his play, he can get the team into it. And that's what the Pacers need, either in game 3 or 4 to get a split. If not, fellas, there is going to be a traffic jam and a parade in downtown Oklahoma City, and I'm not prepared. I need to make sure that I don't have any business downtown in the next week or so, so I don't have to run into that parade and pick up my dry cleaning or anything.
Jerry,
that's needs to happen.
It's crazy because our hockey team's in the finals here, and this is a hockey mad city. I mean, it's this city's ready to just go off here with a win. They're down 2-1 in their series. But what's the vibe like that in OKC? How's the excitement growing there now that they're tied 1-1 going into tonight's game? Because I can tell you here, when the Edmonton Oilers, it's game day, you can feel the buzz around the city. Jerseys everywhere. We have watch parties all over the city. It's just been fantastic. What's the vibe like that in OKC?
First and foremost, I want to put my cards on the table. The Stanley Cup does not belong in Florida.
Yes.
The Stanley Cup, I don't know what they're doing with it down there, but it does not belong in Florida, right? And I think you guys were alluding to it earlier. We have a connection in Oklahoma City. Our Barons used to be a farm team to you guys, right? And originally, whenever things were built here in Oklahoma City, we were built for a hockey team. Yeah. Like we wanted an NHL expansion team, and we just sort of, things went crazy and ended up with, with the NBA. But as far as the pulse around Oklahoma City, they saw Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Chris Paul, Paul George. You saw a bunch of Hall of Famers come through here and not get the job done. Just not get the job done. And these guys are so easy to root for. And it really is SGA. It really is Lou Dort. You should hear the crowd go crazy anytime he knocks down a three. He really is a fan favorite. Yeah. But these guys, we watch them develop and turn into what they are now. And they're just babies. Like every single one of them are just babies. And you're watching this in the anticipation that this isn't going to be a one and done only parade. That they're probably going to have a few in the next couple of years. That's the pulse is, jubilation because it looks like it's probably going to happen. And then just an excitement that in the next 3 or 4 years that, they're going to have quite a few. And once again, and you want to throw this out here, we're waiting for our own Kate Flynn. Like we can't figure out, whenever to get our super fan that's just going to actually go crazy with us. So that's, we're waiting for the Oklahoma City Kate Flynn to show up. So there you go.
Let's hope both Edmonton and OKC is just a party zone in the next week or so, because that'd be fantastic. Jerry, great stuff. Great breakdown of this series in the OKC Thunder. I know both teams have their Canadians, and Pascal Siakam's kind of like a Canadian to us because he helped the Raptors win one. But it'd be great to see Lou Dort and Shai get their championship. All the best. Enjoy the game tonight, and for sure we'll be having you back on.
Gentlemen, I super do appreciate this. Thank you so much.
All right, that's Jerry Ramsey from 107.7 The Franchise. Covering the OKC Thunder. Great. He's been covering them for 10 years. You brought up the OKC Barons, which is great. I think they left in 2015. And radio guy, 100%. He's got the chops.
The voice.
It was great. Great breakdown. It's just so cool that the kid, you look at OKC and he goes, Lou Dort is everybody's favorite. Yeah. And you got SGA, who's just the MVP of the league. Very chill, like a poutine.
Yeah, put hot sauce in his poutine. That's great.
It's great. So, it's a good series, man. I can't wait to watch it. It's an off night for the Oilers, so I'll be tuning into that game. OKC Thunder Arena is it looks different than every other arena. Maybe it's because of the colors they wear, the lighting in there. I don't know if you've tuned in, Joaquin, but it looks a lot different. Indiana's going to be buzzing tonight, though.
Well, it's like a birthplace of basketball. Like they live and breathe basketball.
It's outstanding.
I find that all NBA arenas kind of have different lighting.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and You know what I find weird? When you look at the West Coast teams in the NHL, they're all dark green.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you compare it to Rogers.
I think maybe it's because the basketball court, the lights are designed to put the most light right in that area instead of like a hockey rink where it's a lot bigger, right? So
that's why I hate when the Oilers are playing in like New Jersey, New York, the West. Because
LA too, I find it's dark.
It's really dark.
Might be their. Yeah, no, it's dark. It's really dark.
I don't like it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Hoops Talk. We are Association City.
We are.
Right? So, and he was awesome. That was a great conversation. A lot of fun. We'll see if OKC's partying.
And how do you not watch, really? Got Canadians on there.
Like superstar Canadians.
When
guys.
you're talking
Superstar.
about a guy in the same breath as Jordan and who do you say, Chamberlain, I'm like, Jesus. Really? Like,
yeah, like
it's crazy.
That's where they're at. All right, we got to get out here. The afternoon box is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Hey, check out Dire Straight Legacy, Sultans of Swing, Money for Nothing, The Walks of Life. Is that what it's called?
Walk of Life.
Walk of Life.
Not the Walks of Life.
Walk of Life. It's June 12th. Tomorrow. You want to go? All you have to do to get tickets is go to www.rivercreeresort.com or hit up the River Cree box office on the other side of the break. Hernan's World. We'll have some fun there. There's tons going on this day in sports history, and pop and movies and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to have a lot of fun in the next segment as it's another Oilers off day. We'll get ready tomorrow for Game 4. It's Joaquin Gage, Zach Kubich, Hernan Salas here. We're back to close it out here on EST Afternoons after the break.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and the Thunder challenge the Pacers on the road in Indiana for Game 3 of the NBA Finals. That series is notched at one aside, tip-off at 6:30. CFL News has Drew Brown out this week for the Red Blacks due to a hip injury, according to 3 Down Nation. Matt Schiltz gets a start against the Alouettes this Friday. MLB action has 4 games live. Toronto leading 5-2 over St. Louis midway through the 8th inning. Jays winning 10-9 in their series opener last night. Other Jays news has Max Scherzer getting set for a rehab start with the Bisons, Toronto's AAA affiliate, tomorrow. The Jays also moved Nathan Lukes to the 10-day injured list as he's out with a concussion. Elsewhere, Seattle is up 2-0 on Arizona in the 5th inning. The Angels trail 1-0 in the 2nd against the Athletics, while the Dodgers and Padres are runless in the 2nd inning. Out in Kelowna, the Riverhawks meet the Falcons at 6:35. Riverhawks winning 4-1 in their series opener last night. And the Cactus Rats are also on the road. They play the Giants. Energy City dropping their last 5 games. I'm Zachary Kubich. That was your sports update. The final segment of EST Afternoons brings us back after a brief intermission.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
I can't believe the Florida Panthers have to take the ice with a team of goons. And I'm thinking, really? There are people in the hockey world feeling sorry for Brad Marchand because he had to play a game against the Edmonton Oilers, who, if the score were reversed, would have been doing the exact same thing the Oilers are doing.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
River Cree Resort and Casino proudly presents Ian Munsick. July 5th, live in the venue. Country fans, you don't want to miss an evening with Ian Munsick, a stampeding, spirited celebration of romance, ranch life, family, and forever young fun. Tickets on sale now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
.244. Welcome back to EST Afternoon. It's been a fun show. Kind of get away from some hockey on an off day. Talk some NBA playoffs. OKC Thunder. God, Jerry Ramsey was great. Go have a listen back. You said in the break, you probably could have talked Oilers with us. We did Inside the Numbers, looking at the bottom six for both teams. Only 3 goals combined. Tim Hauraney joined us quickly as he's down there in Montreal. He was on the track, AJ. You can hear the chaos.
Yeah.
But like always, we got 3-4 questions in there. And lots of Oilers, Florida Panthers talk. Of course, the Oilers surprisingly practiced today when they were supposed to have the off day. But it is what it is. 16 players on the ice. That's including the scratches. So, yeah, we'll wait. Let's get to Hernan's World, brought to you by the Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf Club. Early bird golf memberships are now on sale with discounts for seniors and first responders, plus special rates for Sturgeon County residents. Enjoy GPS carts and awesome driving range deals inside. Kick back and enjoy a pint or a pound of wings in their full bar and restaurant. For more info, visit EGMGolf.com. We're going to go all over the place today, Joaquin. I wanted to start here. It is Joe Montana's birthday today. He's 69.
What? Really?
So I was telling Koob this earlier, like Joe Montana's one of the first sports figure I ever noticed that made me a Niners fan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like just watching highlights of him, the Super Bowls, of course. He's kind of one of the first memories I have of why I love sports. Obviously, Oilers and Eskimos, I have players there too. But for you, is there one player that kind of stands out for you, though? You're like your first memory of liking sports?
That like non-hockey?
Like anything.
Well, I don't mean to be the same, but it was Joe Montana too, buddy.
Really?
Yeah. Well, my dad was a big Niners fan. He grew up in the Bay Area, right?
Oh, okay.
I was a Cowboys fan as a kid because of Tony Dorsett. But I had a little Cowboys 33 jersey that I liked to wear. But then I was a bandwagon jumper. They always ran into the Niners, and I distinctly remember Dwight Clark catching that pass against the Cowboys, right, to go to the Super Bowl. I went to Dwight Clark's restaurant.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago
Yeah,
from
he
cancer. But yeah, I mean, I still like if you're gonna rank like jerseys themselves, like 49ers. Come on,
it's a classic look.
Yeah, the gold, the red, the white looks awesome. And I guess if I'm trying, that's when I was quite young. I'm looking for like larger than life type of guys that really.
Yeah.
So I remember. I remember watching the Muhammad Ali documentary, When We Were Kings, the Rumble in the Jungle. Just one of the greatest sport documentaries of all time. If you haven't seen it, I recommend that you do. So that was a big one. And of course there was Grant Fuhr, right? There was a guy that looked like me and played the same position. So how do I not look up to this guy?
That's a good one. I mean, I think Wayne Gretzky, for people my age or a little bit older, probably was the main one.
He was hated everywhere else, though.
Yeah,
he was like probably how late 80s. I remember distinctly my people in my kitchen, like friends were over of my parents, whatever, and just whining about Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. 24 away from 100. It's been a really slow day on the thumbs up. Can we get there in 6 minutes? 7 minutes? Hopefully. 24 thumbs up. Slam it.
6 minutes a lifetime.
Koob, how about for you, buddy?
Well, I was a bit weird because I didn't really grow up watching a lot of sports. The Oilers weren't very good here when I was a kid.
Yeah.
My dad would always watch it, but I tried a couple times to sit down and watch, but every time they lost, it's just a little bit harder to watch. So I played sports growing up, but once a Canadian, and as we were talking about with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, we rally behind our fellow Canadians, especially when they're in American markets and showing up as an MVP. Sidney Crosby, when he was on his Stanley Cup playoff runs there in 2015, 16, and 16, 17, I really got behind the Penguins and Sidney Crosby. So he's probably the one guy who really got me into watching hockey. I watched some of the finals before then, like when LA won against Henrik Lundqvist and the Rangers. But Sidney Crosby and that Ottawa Senators series is really one that sticks out to me, and probably the first series that I actually sat down and tried to watch every game for.
Oh, that's a good one. Bone says Warren Moon was the first superstar I remember. I mean, I think, for that age group, for sure. Lou Dort report, he should be everyone's favorite. Let's see here. Oh, Gage, there's so much going on this day in sports history. 37 years ago today, the 1988 NHL draft took place in Montreal. Do you know who went number one?
1988 draft in Montreal. 88. Draft.
I think he was one of the only. Was he the only player that didn't go right into the NHL
in '88?
Yeah. First round pick that didn't play right away in the NHL.
I don't know. Who was it?
Mike Modano.
Really?
Yeah.
Went back to junior?
He went back to junior. Put up 105 points in 41 games.
Wow. That's not bad.
And then in his rookie year, he had 75 points. Yeah. How crazy is that? Okay, another one for you. On this day in 2010, the FIFA World Cup opened in South Africa when Chile was in it. In 2012, on this day, Rafa Nadal won his record 7th French Open.
That's crazy.
Defeating Novak.
There's just on the tennis front, I somehow on my algorithm, I've got a lot of Andre Agassi stuff on there. He's great. Because he talks about playing against Federer and Nadal and how he had to learn, and just the way they thought the game is just, he knew it was time for him to retire because these guys were like supercomputers. You try something and then the next point they had fixed it already. As soon as you thought you found a weakness, they eliminated it from you.
Yeah. Did you see Carlos Alcaraz?
Did you see him celebrating with the ball boys and girls afterwards?
Yeah.
So he goes down the stairs and he's jumping around with them all. Oh, it's great. He's really good.
Oh, he was down, man.
Yeah, he said, and Agassi was talking about him and just comparing him to, he's got the endurance of Djokovic, the court coverage of Federer, and the spins and power of Nadal. Like it's
crazy.
Yeah.
Gord Marchand says, it's a pretty terrible take to say Florida's third line hasn't been very good. Again, Gord, listen, we didn't say that. We said the bottom six for both teams.
Who said? Sorry.
Who have produced 2 and 1 goal, 5-on-5. That's all we said. I know Marchand scored shorthanded. We're talking about 5-on-5 play, and we're not saying they're playing bad because I think both teams' bottom six have been fairly good. We're talking about they're not producing. Listen. Okay. The Game Boy Advance was released 24 years ago today.
Never had that one.
I don't think I had the original. You'll like this. 1982, E.T. was released in theaters.
Oh, first movie I cried at.
1986, Ferris Bueller's Day Off was released in theaters.
I wasn't a fan till later with that one.
Oh, it's so good. Michelle Pfeiffer appears in her first leading role in Grease 2, released in theaters today.
Again. Do you watch that?
It's not even close to as good as Grease, the original.
You watch Grease?
Yeah. I grew up with my sister, man.
Oh, okay.
And the T-Birds were cool. Danny Zuko.
Yeah, I've never watched it.
Kaniki. You've never watched Grease?
No. I'm not a musical guy.
Well, I know. The Virgin Tour by Madonna made its final appearance at MSG in New York on this date in 1985.
Didn't she get arrested on stage with that too? I
Did
think?
she?
Yeah, because there's the when she's on the bed and thrashing around.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Things have changed a little bit.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a classic. I can't believe you didn't like it till later. What's wrong with you? Today's National Corn on the Cob Day.
Ooh, really?
What do you put on the good old corn?
Usually, oh God, my memory is just shot today. There's a spice that
Tahini.
There's tahini you put on there, but there's another one. There's some Creole seasoning that I like that with a little butter.
Oh, me and the GF, because in Mexico, we a lot of tahini.
Yeah.
And then we had it because we like making our beer with clamato and tahini.
Yeah.
And then we made corn the other day and we put tahini. Oh, it's so good, man.
I do a splash of that in my margarita usually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And in Mexico, they do they rim your glass with tahini on a lot of the drinks.
Yeah, I don't like the rimmed glass.
No? Really?
Well, Well, the taco shop with the margarita that I get, it's they put that black salt on there. I do like it.
Max Pazuzu, Mia Sarah from Ferris Bueller's Elite, Rip City Step. Grease 2 is awful, but it's one of my favorite movies. Because that's when Danny Zuko is not cool, and the girl falls for the guy in the motorcycle. Right. That's you haven't seen it, so I don't know why I'm talking.
Right. I'm disagreeing with you.
Max Pazuzu says Cheetos dust on the corn in the cob.
Cheetos dust, hey? You ever buy those big, huge, like cheesy balls, like the big, huge thing of them? Have you ever bought those?
No, I've had them, but I've never.
I've never even had them. I don't think. I want to buy them one time.
Well, they last for so long though, too, right? Really? I mean, all the preservatives and stuff, but it looks huge though. But because they're so puffy, you could probably chow through them. Like it's a party thing. You know what I mean?
What do you put on your corn on the cob?
Man, I'm a pretty simple guy. It's just you roll it in butter, put some salt and pepper on there, and
that's fair.
Go ham.
Do you eat it right off the cob?
Yes.
Oh.
You cut it?
I cut it.
I do it sometimes. But no, it's roll it in butter, like you said, and then you sprinkle tahini on it. Oh.
Do you put the little
holders?
Things? The corn holders on the side or forks, or you just get your hands dirty and enjoy
those things. They always get lost or they get rusty.
We don't have any. Because I know at Heritage Days the Peru stand sells a great corn on the cob.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Check it out. Hey, this was a fun. I want to get to one text from Bonnie Dune Rod. He says, "Hey Nansel, if the Oilers win the cup, I will bring empanadas with pevre, which is like a hot sauce, for their crew."
Thank you.
He said it. He's committed, right?
Okay.
So Bonnie Duran, he's going to bring empanadas to the crew. Dusty won't eat them
because
they have
Bonnie
onions. I think so. Dusty won't eat them because they have onions.
Dusty.
All right, we got to get out. The one and only Reed Wilkins. Jay Milne coming up. The Reed Wilkins Show. They'll have Hans and Luke Gazdick on. They'll take you right up until 6. And then tomorrow we're back at it. Stress. Oilers game 4. They look to get tie up the series. For Coop, for Hawk, big shout out to Tim Hauraney and Jerry Ramsey for joining us here. I'm Hernan Salas. Enjoy the rest of your day. We love you. Chowders.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.